Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Russian forces attacked Ukraine overnight with dozens of missiles and an estimated 400 drones. Most of the aerial targets were intercepted by the country's air defense systems. Commenting on the overnight strike, Ukraine's president said the country was attacked by drones and 39 missiles of various types. Ukraine's Air Force reported cruise missiles heading towards Kyiv from the south, while monitoring channels suggested those were Russian hypersonic cruise missiles of the Zircon type. According to him, destruction was recorded in 8 regions, with many private houses and apartment buildings damaged. Dozens of civilians were wounded, including children. In the Kharkiv region, 12 people were wounded, including 2 children. Zaporizhia was also targeted. 19 apartment buildings, 4 private homes, and several non-residential buildings were damaged. Following the attack, more than 500 residential buildings in 3 districts of the city were left without heating. Ukraine's State Emergency Service confirmed that 7 people were injured there. In Kyiv, garages caught fire and multiple residential buildings, including high-rise apartment blocks, were also damaged. In the Poltava region, Russian strikes caused destruction and power outages, leaving about 20,000 consumers without electricity. Moving now to the front line, where Russian forces continue advancing toward Kramatorsk along several sectors. Analysts from the Kyiv-based open-source intelligence project Deep State reported Russian advances southwest of Seversk. They also confirmed an expansion of Russian control by about 500 meters west of the city in the direction of Sloviansk, based on geolocated footage of artillery strikes. Analysts noted that in addition to advancing west of Seversk, Russian units have moved to within just 2 kilometers south of the city. If they capture this area, they'll be able to shell Sloviansk and Kramatorsk with both tube and rocket artillery, complicating the location used as key logistical hubs. Ukrainian military sources also reported that Russian forces destroyed a dam near the village of Osikove. According to Deep State, after previously destroying a bridge on the northwestern outskirts of the area, Russian forces dropped an aerial bomb and detonated the dam. Floodwaters spread across the terrain and reached the Zhizhkivka-Konstantinivka highway, rendering that stretch of road effectively impassable. The main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine carried out successful offensive operations despite the difficult engineering situation around the village of Stepnoyersk in the Zaporizhia region. The road to the designated point was heavily mined. Russian troops expected to stop the advance at the approaches, but the armored vehicle was able to overcome the dangerous stretch of road and reach the landing area. Under cover of machine gun fire and salvo of launched grenades, the Ukrainian crew ensured the safe exit of the assault group. The infantry quickly secured positions and completed the task, securing the designated line. Ukraine's artillery calculation coincided with a moment proving fatal for the enemy. While reloading the heavy flamethrower system TOS-1A Solntsepiak, a precision strike was delivered. The Russian self-propelled gun was in a vulnerable position. with its guide open and ammunition ready to be loaded. Now, it was at this moment that the artillerymen fired at the target. The hit caused the rocket shells to detonate instantly. Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones are methodically destroying the logistics of the Russian occupiers, the very logistics that keep their assault operations afloat. Footage of combat operations by operators of the Signum Battalion of the 53rd Separate Mechanized Brigade shows the results. 39 pieces of logistic equipment have been disabled or completely destroyed. Trucks, pickups, minibuses, and other vehicles used to transport ammunition, fuel, and personnel were targeted. Fiber optic FPV drones demonstrates high efficiency. Their resistance to electronic warfare allows operators to guide the device to their targets even in difficult conditions. The strikes took place both while the equipment was in motion and at its temporary concentration points. On Ukrainian front lines, where every minute determines the outcome of the battle, the Queen of Hornets take to the skies, a 17-inch strike drone that has become one of the working tools of modern warfare. Its key advantage is its repairability. Its design allows for quick repairs in the field, replacing beams, electronics, or screws without complex equipment or lengthy downtime. In the reality of constant fire contact, this means minimal pause between sorties and maximum pressure on an enemy. The pilots of the Cursed Empire unit proved the effectiveness of this platform in practice. Hundreds of successful strikes on Russia's equipment, shelters, and manpower are not isolated incidents, but systemic work. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.